exhaustive overhaul of Elden Ring. It changes almost everything. It's in alpha right now. The alpha is open and anyone can play it. Hi, hello, hello, hi. What's up, guys? How's it going? So today, we're going to be running through with the STARCALLER class. This is a follow-up to the YouTube videos I'm releasing that are class breakdowns. We've already done the class breakdown for the Glint Sorcerer and for the STARCALLER, and I've already done a class playthrough with the Glint Sorcerer, and now it's time for the class playthrough of the STARCALLER. Also, we're testing for patch 1.3 balance, which some things are changed. What's the focus of 1.3? Getting Godskin Matriarch into the game. That's the primary focus. But we also have a lot of map stuff, a lot of weapons, big spell tweaks, also a new major boss. All right, let's go. So for me, it's like usually a toss-up when I'm doing like a more spellcaster-oriented playthrough. It's like always a toss-up whether I want to go Memory Stone or Enchanted Remnant. Like in terms of convenience, they're both like sort of equally inconvenient to pick up in a playthrough. So it's kind of like, you know, I think I like Memory Stone. Like Memory Stones are just one of those things that like the more of them you get throughout the game, the more inconvenient they become. Yeah, I could like unlock all the Memory Stones, but I'm still never going to equip 11 just for convenience, you know. Oh yeah, I lost my favorites because I am, as of this patch, the save files are now in a completely new place. And so that way your Convergence saves will now be dedicated Convergence saves. But the downside is I lost my presets. This is fine. All right. I've included in the patch notes how you can disable this feature of the new save files. However, it is always recommended you start a new patch on a new save. Always, like a new character. Because the system loves to break or have bugs because you're on running with an old character. All right, let's go. Basically, what it amounts to is there's like a new DLL file in the game system, basically in the game folder, that will just kind of force the game to save to a different place. And if you just move that DLL to a different file, it won't do that. The poor boss. Yeah, so this was actually a cool opportunity for us, this boss, because this boss is not intended to be hard. The boss is more intended to introduce you to the mechanic of the fact that gravity spells will stun flying enemies out of the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was like cool. It was a cool way to introduce the mechanic, which I realized that a lot of people had no idea this mechanic existed in base game. And so it was kind of cool for us to like reintroduce it in that way. All right, so let's not level up yet. Let's mess with some spells here. So what do we get? We got Rock Blaster, Gravity Armor, and Collapsing Stars, right? Okay. So yeah, I guess we do need to level up actually. So we need Int. All right, we need to grab an Heirloom, but we do have Rock Sling, which is handy. Do I want Rock Burst? I think I'll just keep these three for now. And yeah, it is that fight is kind of bully, right? Just like bullying her. So I guess I'm gonna head over and grab the Sacred Tier. I don't know. Maybe I don't care. Maybe I'll just go left. Yeah, I think I'll just go left. Oh, I should have opened Rock's Lane. Heard amazing things. I mean, the thing about Blizzard games that doesn't disappoint is just like how addictive they are. They're fun. And this one's no exception. It's very fun. Oh, my controller vibration is on. This is the downside of a new save file. Nice. Easy. All right, let me adjust that controller vibration. Hate that. Does anyone actually play with controller vibration? I just can't. I can't. All right, so let's grab intelligence here. We want definitely Cerulean Burst, even though it was nerfed, and then we want intelligence not, right? Alright, so we got collapsing stars. That's sick. Oh, wait, what else we get? We got gravity armor. Okay, so gravity armor, obviously very, very cool and creates this really interesting play style of, like, tankiness, and then, like, you bring the enemies to you by, like, using, like, gravity well to pull them in and all this stuff and create all this cool shit. But I feel like it doesn't really start to shine until you get, like, distortion field, right? But it is really cool. It's good to have. But, like, for now, I'm just going to go, like, more projectile-based, I think. Let's see. It's my first little piece of business. I think I'm supposed to head to Liurnia first, right? Oh, Sword of the Cosmos. Yeah, this is clear what we do, right? South Liurnia is the play, and then we go to Lasciar Ruins, because in Lasciar Ruins we can go immediately up to EG and Kari Manor. I guess I'm gonna grab these Sombers over yonder. Oh wait, do I want Rift Shield or Sword of the Cosmos? Maybe both. Maybe I'll just get both. Moonbreaker Scythe gonna be in this patch? Nope. We're not going to release that until the boss is done. The reason why is it's not just a matter of just like we're just holding on to it for fun. It's the moveset for it. We're not even going to build until the boss's moveset is done, because we want to mirror the moveset of the weapon sort of based on what the boss does, and we have not decided what the boss is going to do. I shouldn't go over here. I should go over here. It will be nice once we get the tier 2 caster set for this class in. Right now, we just have the tier 2 hybrid and the tier 2 melee, but we don't have the tier 2 caster set in yet for gravity. Hey, balls. I'm looking stinky today. Tasty stinky. Tasty stinky like a funky cheese? Like that kind of tasty stinky? Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. So we got that one. I'm gonna head over here. I'm going around this way because we have a new Spirit Spring, which can take me back up to Caria, but also, if you go this way, then you get this Somber Stone right here. Right here. A large Somber is good. I don't really need this Grace. I guess it's kind of convenient. Like, I need to get up on both sides of the ravine, so the Spirit Spring is perfect. So we want to get up over here for the Merchant. Because this guy... It's got the Rift Shield. which is going to boost our spells. So let's go ahead and throw the staff in the right hand. Put the shield on. Okay, so one change this patch. This now has buckler parry instead of slow, stupid parry. So that's nice. Okay, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm going to go ahead and solve this jump puzzle here because this is a new one we added, this little jump puzzle. But I'm going to solve it because I want the Newman rune. It's a nice early game. Oh god. What did I do? All I had to do was let go of the stick. Nice. I don't think I need this. I'm gonna grab it anyway. Alright, Sword of the Cosmos. So I need 12 decks. Okay, well, I'll wait then. Alright, so like, I'm thinking about what I want to do before I fight Ghost Loretta. Like, how much do I want to reinforce and stuff like that. I guess, like, I want to reinforce, like, a decent amount. The question is, do I want to spend runes on EG for it? And I think the answer might be yes, just because I did pick up a Newman rune. So it makes it pretty convenient to do. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine to do. Alright, so just gonna crack this. Alright, so I'm gonna need, I guess, 6 for the digger's staff. Oh, wait, I should level my dex to 12. So I think it's just 1 point of dex, right? Yeah, alright. So now we got the sword. Gravity! So let's purchase 6 of these. We only need like 1 of these. Oh yeah, you can buy Golem's Great Arrows now infinitely from EG in the coming patch. Oh, I gotta reinforce. Yeah, I deserve that. I keep trying to do the weapon art with this shield in my hand. Like an idiot. No, don't kill me! Loretta, please. Name NPCs after no-hit runners. Yeah, so like originally when we started the Convergence project, we were making it out of nothing. Like we didn't expect anyone to care about the mod or you know, really like it or anything. And like our biggest supporters were our friends, and we're all part of the no-hit community, right? Like I'm no-hit runner, I've been no-hit runner for years, right? And like, so it just was kind of just like, yeah, let's just name NPCs after our friends, you know? Like this mod's a little different though. We probably will have some NPCs in this mod, and probably some of them will be named after streamers and stuff. But not nearly as much, I would say. That's what you get. Sword of the Cosmos is Pog. Let's see. Next rune. Are we always able to parry? Yeah. Always, yeah. And we got Implosion, Rock Heave, Distortion Field, and Meteorite. Okay, sweet. Who are we killing? Are we gonna kill Renala? Like, we basically never kill Renala first on any of our like runs or whatever. We always kill like Godric, but I kind of feel like killing Renala first. I feel like doing that to mix things up a bit. Plus, I kind of feel like Renala is going to get, like... Well, I don't know. She won't get destroyed by Distortion Field, but Distortion Field will be good. I don't know. It may not even be that good now I think about it. Because she, like, does a lot of things, and, like, her Comet Azure can't be Distortion Fielded. We got to kill another Erdtree Sentry, though. Or Avatar, rather. Okay, so we're gonna Remnant Craft a Stone Shrouding mix. We're gonna get rid of Intelligence. We're gonna go Stone Shrouding instead. All right, let's think. Quickest way is actually back to South Liurnia. Alright, so these are 2 large smithings, which is helpful. Be able to push our staff a little higher. Which is good because, like, we kind of want this staff to be upgraded because getting the next staff, you kind of want an upgraded staff to get the next staff, you know? Like, that Falling Star Beast is obnoxious unless you're upgrading. I think, yeah, there's something over here. Yeah, another large, okay. Ow. Okay, so let's go upgrade real quick. That's a good way to put it. I'm 1 short. I guess I'm gonna go for the Enchanted Remnant, yeah. This is what, heirloom? Yeah, I knew it. Well, dude, I mean, I'm one to talk. I play ice shards, dude. But, you know, it's fucked up. Like, the fact that I play ice shards has nothing to do with me not being creative, and everything to do with the fact that they've essentially made me not be creative. You know what I mean? Like, how is it my fault that every other build is basically total shit ass? Diablo Convergence. If only it wasn't a live service game and modding was like a thing. I mean, I think that it's possible, you know, Blizzard actually does play well with some mods and some mod approaches, but only like in terms of like UI, right? Like you can do like UI mods for Blizzard games, like WoW and shit, right? What? It's fine. Okay, so that gave us a memory stone, which is handy. So we could have implosion here if I wanted it. Yeah, let's do it. I should level? Question mark? Gravity well get buffed? Nope, same as it was. It's just good. It's been good and is still good. I tell you what got nerfed though, Stellar Bombardment. Yep. And that's part of the purpose of this playthrough is I want to see just how I mean, I know how much it got nerfed, but I want to see like where it's at right now. Like where it's stacking up. I still expect it to be strong, but we'll see. It might be in a good spot finally. Dude, he almost got me with the piercer. Yeah, Stellar Bombardment, I mean, it depends on which patch. Like, this patch right now, Stellar Bombardment is strong, a little bit over the top. The previous patch, it was completely broken OP because it actually was bugged. But now, it should be less than that. We'll see how much less. Like, I'm going to find out this run. Like, am I good for Renala? I could go out and get the other staff first. It might be an issue of FP, right? Like, getting some more seeds and shit might be just the right play here. Just, like, get to Renala. I do this a lot with Godric as well. I'll get to Godric, and then I'll go get more prepared, and then come back and do Godric. So I think I probably want to do the same thing here. Mod is sick. Oh, thank you. We do our best. So I will cash those in right now. Is 4 enough? 4 might be enough, actually. He's chilling. He's big chilling. Insane stagger. What is he doing, chat? Dude, I've never had a Falling Star Beast go down so easy. That was, alright. It's because he had this, like, moment there where he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I forgot. I don't know. Fuck it. Alright, so we need 2 more Sombers. That's good. I mean, we can just go to EG, right? Alright, got Meteorite Staff. Graphics is bad. I wouldn't say DS3 graphics are bad. You know, I still look at that game and it still looks fine to me. I mean, some people though, they say the same thing about like DS2. They look at DS2 graphics and they're just like, oh, this is fine. And I'm like, I feel like we're looking at different games. Because I'm like, no, it's not. It's bad. Art style for 3 is very bland. Well, it's kind of meant to be like very grayscale and desolate. You know, not very vibrant, right? But like I felt like you say, it's a stylistic choice, not really like a graphical thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's an art decision. It's not a fidelity problem, right? Let me double check here. So we're now adding a new note also in this patch for weapons for each class, which I thought people would be happy about. But bear in mind that the weapon note does not necessarily include all weapons for the class, because we only have that many lines to use. You know, we're not going to like pile on notes. It's just, you know, we're just like the top 11 we can think of, basically. Okay. Ow. Bro, where is this child? Okay. That one bit my ankle. Dude, who's raising these kids that they bite your ankle? No manners. Whoa! I'm gonna die. Out of range.
Oath-sworn giant.
Got her. Okay. So, let's see. That's probably good for levels up. Let's see. So, +6. We're looking for... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need one more large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. We need another great and then 2 colossals, right? Yeah. Hey, Uncle, what's up? I'm going to head to the snowfield. It's just... It's been a reality for me that my sleep schedule's been wacky for like a lot of years. You know how my schedule works? It's really funny. It's basically like, it doesn't matter what's happening in my life, really. My schedule is always drifting forward like an hour at a time every single day. So it's, you know, it's more like my body wants to be on a 25-hour day, not a 24-hour day. So really what it is I'm just like, you know, sometimes it's like more than that. Sometimes it's like 2 hours. So really, my conclusion is that I'm not from this planet. I'm from a different planet. Planet with 25-hour days, or maybe 26-hour days. Because it's always, always, always drifting forward. And so like that's really weird. At certain points it gets really weird, right? When you're like waking up at like, you know, 11 p.m., that's fucking weird. And like I make efforts to fix my schedule from time to time, but it's always wasted effort. Like it's always a waste of effort. Okay, when I worked a night and a morning job. So it's funny because it's funny you mentioned that, because when I was younger and I worked at Blizzard, my shift was from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. And all of my, like, I always had, like, some trouble with sleep, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this consistently weird until I did that job. And I did that job for a long time. And after that, my sleep schedule was just this way for, like, the rest of my fucking life. Like, it's so weird. It's pretty obnoxious. Oh, I don't know if Blizzard ruined me. Like, you have to think about it this way, too. It was, like, partially because of the fact that my sleep schedule was so wacky that I became self-employed. And I became self-employed because I realized I needed to keep my own hours. And so like I was self-employed IT consultant for a long time. And then after that I was able to get into streaming because I was like, I'm already self-employed. I can already like, you know, I already understand what it is to like... Wow, that's never happened before. I didn't know he could hit you from there. That's fucking wild. I knew what it was to like discipline yourself to like work, even, you know, when there's no boss and no schedule and all that stuff. So like it's what allowed me to become a streamer. So if it wasn't for Blizzard ruining my sleep schedule, I would never become a streamer. And if I had never become a streamer, then Convergence mods would never have been made because I never would have met Tiger. Sleep from 3 to 9, rinse, repeat. Yeah, fuck. Like, it's like one of those moments where, like, you just, like, you're basically never seeing the daytime, right? Like, the one thing about having that schedule was from 4 to 1, 4 p.m. to 1 a.m., was that I could take care of things in the day before work. Okay, so that was a schedule where you basically have to do anything, like, important or, like, real life before you go in for your shift, right? And I don't know if you guys have ever had a job like that, where the dynamic is, if you're going to do anything at all important, you have to do it before work. That shit sucks. I don't know if you guys know how much that sucks. But what it does is it makes everything you have to do in your life, whether it be grocery shopping or cooking or going to the bank or anything like that, it turns it into a high-stress situation because you're thinking, if anything slows me down, I am going to be late for work. That shit fucking sucks. What did I do there? I worked in the game master department. I was technical specialist. I was working on World of Warcraft. Bartending. Go home, shower, eat, and go to the office from 9 to 4. You're playing WoW as you're watching me. I don't play WoW anymore. I gotta tell you, if you really want to end your WoW addiction, then go to work at Blizzard working on WoW. That will end your WoW addiction. That's what it did for me, anyway. Because I was hooked on WoW for years and years. So I am getting prepared for Rykard here. Or, not Rykard, Radon. Okay, so we got that going. We'll get this going. So we just need another grade, then 2 more eventually. Never heard anything good about the work environment there. Well, so like all the stuff that you heard about, like the sexist stuff that was going on, like all of that was news to me too. But then again, I didn't work in the dev. I didn't work in California, in Irvine, right, where all that stuff supposedly happened. I worked at, I mean, I was in the customer service, right, which was not, like mine was not in California. So if that sort of thing did happen, it didn't happen around me ever. But then again, where I worked, when I worked at Blizzard, it was so like stressful and like just like crazy all the time. I mean, it like when that many people are stressed all the time in your workplace, like everyone's kind of toxic. I was way too focused on trying to get my shit done and not get fired, just like everyone. You know, like that's everyone's priority. Just like, oh god, there's like this constant stress. You know, it was bad, but for like different reasons. Like it didn't need any like special reason. Like the whole sexist thing that happened. After I left the company, like I found out that like everyone got laid off. Like a whole shitload of people got laid off, and so I was like really glad that I left when I did. Ooh, that hurts. But yeah, all that aside, I have been playing Diablo, and Diablo 4 is fun. I always try to separate the art from the artist in that way, you know? Like, which these days it's hard to do. It can be really hard to do. It's tough. No! I knew I parried too early. What? Didn't like my parry? Are there plans to add the rough locations or hints of spell boosting weapons or greater seals to class notes? You mean like this? So we're adding a new note this patch that contains weapon locations, right? And in those notes will be the damage boosting item for spells and the tier 2 seal or staff, but also a number of other notable weapons. What's my favorite class in the mod to play? I have a number of favorites. I do really like playing Fire Prophet. I do like Golden Order Fundamentalist. I do like Dragon Cultist is fun. I don't know, there's a lot I like. It's hard to choose. First run of the base game. How you like it so far? Okay, not dead. Yeah, Stormcaller is a very well realized class. Like the goal behind the class was completely achieved by it, which I really did like. Dude, I still laugh now, like when I'm thinking back on it. I can't remember, I think it was Dist's stream, where he walked into Dak, and Dist had never fought Dak before. and someone in chat just like immediately, like the name popped up on the screen, and this guy in chat goes in all caps, "Suck my dick!" Suck my dick! I fucking lost it laughing, dude. First time Souls. Yeah, Demon Souls is great. I think the Demon Souls remake is great. It really does hold true to the original. Like, a lot of the stuff that was, like, broken OP and shit is still broken OP in the remake, which I thought was actually, like, kind of a good way to honor it, in a way, you know? Yeah, well, there's definitely bosses and shit in Demon Souls that you're just like, oh, this was the beginning of that idea, and then you see the idea played out in different iterations across various Souls games. So, like, in that way, it's, like, really cool, right? Because you get to see, like, the earliest versions. So I think I'm going to maybe just go Collapsing Stars here. Like, I kind of like the Collapsing Stars, like, kiting strats for Radon. Like, it's fine. A bit more frustrating than DS3. Well, it's very different, right? Like, open world is a very different animal. Okay, whatever you say, we're done. We got a stagger, but we have no mana. I also enjoy Collapsing Stars. I'm a Collapsing Stars enjoyer. Really like how each class has options for melee magic and buffs that go with that. Very well thought out. Thank you, thank you. And like, you know, it's not... I assume you're talking about the mod, right? But like, obviously it's not done, right? But like, you can see the ideas are there, right? What's being tested about STARCALLER? Well, so all the classes got adjusted a little bit in terms of spell casting, right? Like the reinforcement, like the damage of spells at lower reinforcement levels on staffs and seals has been increased a bit. But there's also been some spot adjustments to some spells. In particular on this class, the Stellar Bombardment. Stellar Bombardment's been nerfed, and I really did want to test that. But the real reason why I'm running this particular run is that I'm doing a series of YouTube videos that is a class breakdown of every single class in the mod. So there's going to be 27 videos. There's 27 classes. And so far, I've just done 2. I've done Glint Sorcerer and STARCALLER class breakdowns on YouTube. So I'm accompanying each one of those with a playthrough of each class so that people have an idea of sort of the progression and like sort of the options. Now, for those playthroughs, I'm focusing more on the spells than I am on the melee side of things, but I'm kind of trying to work in a little bit of like melee stuff, but not much, right? And so go follow the YouTube if you guys want to see that stuff. That's what I'm working on these days. Yeah, and so it's more than just like a normal like YouTube class breakdown, right? Because I'm the lead dev, so you get to also get like sort of director commentary, right? Where I'm talking about here's the philosophy behind the design, why it is the way it is, and not just like, because I know that some people in like the mod feedback in the Discord are sometimes confused about why certain spells or certain skills are the way they are. And like, for example, one of the big ones that I thought of for this class was gravity armor. People they maybe don't understand why gravity armor makes you slow, right? Like why it slows you down. And there's a couple of reasons. One, its defensive capabilities are completely through the roof, right? Like the amount of mitigation you get from it is really, really strong, to the point where it needed a major downside because the damage mitigation is so good, and also the poise buff. But the other thing about gravity is that gravity spells, their focus, like the focal point of the class is positioning, right? They get Cosmic Tunnel, they can teleport. They get gravity armor, which slows them down, but they also have Gravity Well, which pulls things in. Implosion pulls things in. They have all of these things which manipulate the positioning of where they are and where enemies are, right? And so them being slow is one of the least effective drawbacks to their style, because what they can do is they can set up a kill zone. They can go Distortion Field, which will protect them from spells and also augment their spell damage, and then hit something to pull it into the Distortion Field while they have gravity armor on. So they're not trying to move. They're literally trying to stay in the Distortion Field with gravity armor on and pull things in so they can get in close and do big fucking damage. Or maybe just hang out in the Distortion Field and bombard something with Stellar Bombardment or with Gravity Beam or whatever. The point is, the class is sort of meant to be like a pylon style, meaning I'm planting and I'm casting, right? I'm doing my thing and I'm protecting myself while I'm doing it. And so it's not like, that's the philosophy of the class, right? You're manipulating their position. You don't need to manipulate yours as much. And if you really needed to, teleport. You have Cosmic Tunnel. So you kind of have everything you need, right? I mean, gravity is always going to be the most effective, right? It's always going to be the most OP thing, because you always die to gravity. Every player always dies to gravity. So everyone knows that gravity is completely insane. How's it going, Kelp? What up? Ooh, I forgot to make this, and I forgot to make this. You know what? I am gonna go grab the Radon set from Fort Gale or whatever, but I'm not gonna wear the whole thing because it's a fashion killer, you know? This might be a hot take. I've always liked Loretta as a boss. I thought Loretta was really fun, and honestly, I've never found Loretta to be very difficult. As weird as that is. That might be the hottest of takes, but I've never found her hard to beat. I think what it has to do with is that Loretta, because my like training or whatever is like no-hit runs in Dark Souls 3, and most of those no-hit runs done with spells. If you use no-hit run with spells strats on Loretta, then she plays extremely like good. Like she plays like very natural. But if you do basically anything other than that, then she becomes a problem, right? I kind of wish she had a riposte animation. You know, I wish you could riposte her. But I understand why they didn't do that, because she's on the horse and everything. I just imagined in my head when I first like got to her that you would do some kind of like, you know when Sekiro fights Gyobu, right? The guy on horseback, and he does the killing blow where he like leaps up on the horse and stabs him and then leaps off. I thought they might do something like that, you know? Sadly, they didn't. Renala's a bit more dangerous in Phase 2. I feel like Renala is not dangerous in Phase 2. She's just obnoxious as fuck in Phase 2. Like, in Phase 2, like, what she's doing is she's like, I have a problem. I'm going to fucking summon and then teleport away. Like, it's just... it's cringe, dude. Are you talking about Ghost Loretta Space Fettuccine or Haligtree Loretta? I know, you know, to be honest, I don't think I've tried to fight Haligtree Loretta early in the mod. I haven't tried that yet. Might be a fun thing to do. You know what might be a fun thing to do in the mod is Melania %, where you basically kill Melania as fast as possible, like a speed run, and the whole point of the speed run is just kill Melania as fast as you possibly can. That might actually be kind of a fun challenge. What do you guys think the build would be for Melania %? Getting to Melania will be fastest with Servant of Rods. Why do you say that? You say that because of the teleport in the cave? I mean, you could go to that cave with anyone, though, right? Like, the question is, how much prep do you have to do, right? Realistically, how much prep do you need to do? Moog Sacred Spear makes her easy? Well, yeah, but it's not a speedrun if you have to take the time to go get the Sacred Spear, right? It's just too slow. Yeah, well, it's not about killing her easily. It's about how do you get prepared just enough to kill her and get there as fast as possible. The misspells would be minimal prep. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that because you get access to, like, dots, right? But there's, like, a couple of classes that get access to dots, right? Like, you could use the Nox Oracle, right? And you could use the dots for Nox Oracle. It would be really fast to kill her that way. You have a reliable kill without having to level up a staff, for example. I think I'm going to do Morgoth first. Aberrant Heretic. Yeah, Aberrant Heretic is quite good against Melania, actually, because of the bleeds. Like Regalia and all that. It's good. Got a bug in my face. Oof. Cool. Okay. Don't use collapsing stars on Sigurd. Note to self. Is it still a thing? Yeah. You mean Syrah? Yeah, yeah, there's a Syrah skip. Uh-oh. Oh, this is bad. Do I know hit 80% runs? Yeah. You mean for incantations? Yeah, those were fun, dude. Those were fun. I mean, I always knew that I'd be making the mod or whatever, but I wanted to get some... I wanted to familiarize myself with the game first and let patches come out for the game and all that shit before I got into too deep. You know, I didn't want to be in a spot with this game where I was like scraping the bottom of the barrel for like no hit content, so I basically like got my no hit run and then just immediately moved into modding the game. You know. shall not be forgiven. And the Technicolor Dream Sword over here is 2 pixels away from hanging dong in those rags. It's got to be one of the best things about him. The almost naked Morgoth. You know, it's funny because we actually made an outfit in the mod that was rags, and we didn't realize that the base game, when they mapped out the masking for those rags, they actually had 2 different versions, one for male, one for female. And we didn't know that because most of the armors in this game just have one version for male and female, like body type A and B. And so like when we made it and we loaded it into the game, I like was just testing stuff, and I like loaded in the character as a female, and my boobs were just hanging out. They were just out. And I was like, what the fuck? Unfortunately, the characters in this game, they look like Barbie dolls. They don't have nipples or anything, but I was just like, should we keep it?
And guide.
What's my favorite new weapon for DS3 Convergence? Some of them look cool. I'm having trouble committing to one. Well, I mean, the coolest one, like objectively, the coolest one is Sword of the Cosmos. Not Sword of the Cosmos. Celestial Blade. Celestial Blade is just objectively the coolest one. That's the shiny blue one? Yeah. Are there any classes set to get nerfs? It's a work in progress patch notes. Seems like it's buffs across the board. Well, it's not like classes are going to get nerfed. It's more that maybe individual spells or individual weapons or, you know, something might not be working quite as intended. And so it's more like little things will get nerfs, you know? Like, for example, Stellar Bombardment is getting a nerf, has gotten a nerf already, so... So I would say that to a certain degree that Elden Benediction's getting nerfed, because the way that it worked before was that it just became hands down the best legendary enchantment you could possibly get, no matter what you were doing, basically, because of the way that it worked. But now it's way, way more specific. Wait, what the fuck hit me? What hit me? Servant of Rot stays the same or gets better. Well, Servant of Rot is set to get better, for sure. And by better, I mean more interesting. Like, because right now, Servant of Rot, it's not that it's like too weak or strong. Its issues arise with the fact that it's not a hugely dynamic class right now, which is definitely something I want to address at some point. I mean, I guess to a certain, like, that's kind of misleading to say. It's dynamic in the sense that you have a lot of different statuses to work with, and that can be really cool because it can actually add, like, a shitload of variety. Nice. Alright, Cosmic Tunnel, Meteorite of Astal, Collapsing Nebula, Meteor Slim. Okay, so we already killed Morgott. So we do want to test Stellar Bombardment, right? So I guess the thing to do now is go kill Stars of Darkness. Alright, I don't need Collapsing Stars because I have Nebula. I don't need Rock Sling because I have Meteor Sling. Let's see. Tunnel. Let's see. So Cosmic Tunnel has been buffed along with Golden Displacement. So both teleport spells are now different. They instead of canceling as soon as you fall, like the old version, they will now not cancel during a fall animation. So they will send you out over the edge of cliffs. And when teleporting downhill, it will no longer stop you. So you can now teleport basically anytime, anywhere. That's not what that is. Like, it might be something it could be possible, perhaps, but I don't know if I don't think it's a good idea to build it that way. Because the potential for insane shit is way too high if you build it that way. These guys take, like, no physical damage at all. No. Okay, please don't. Alright. So I was like, please don't do the one-shot attack. What's the focus of 1.3? Getting Godskin Matriarch into the game. That's the primary focus. But we also have a shitload of new weapons coming in. So we're also doing a shitload of map stuff. So we got a lot of map stuff, a lot of weapons, big spell tweaks, but also a new major boss. Like major boss. Like the same design level as Skarda in terms of like how much time and energy is going into it. Alright, gravity beam, solar bombardment, astral alignment. There we go. I think I actually want a different remnant here. For invigorating, I think I might actually want the Cerulean hidden.
Well.
What do I need for this? I need grate. Oh, I just left some grates chilling, didn't I? So let's go to Sanctuary and grab those grates. Yeah, those are large. I think there's a grate over here in Limgrave. I'm trying to like level up my weapon as well because when I get to Skarda, I'm mostly probably going to use the weapon. But first, let's see how broken this shit is. Well, it makes sense it would kill him, right? Yes, that's what I thought. Thought there was a grate there. Okay, so we need one more Colossal. I can get that in Fair Missoula, right? That's fine. Yeah, so one of the things that sort of became a big focus for 1.3, which I don't know if I've talked about much on this stream yet, it became clear to us that there's not enough weapons that are designed specifically for the non-magic classes, right? For just straight up dex strength. And so we added a second wave of weapons to the patch that are specifically for non-magic classes and designs. So more strength, more dex, more quality weapons are showing up in this patch. Another thing that's showing up in this patch, we hadn't added any Colossals before now, and we are adding them in this patch as well. You're going to see a lot of Colossal weapons. You're going to see a lot of weapons that are non-magic, basically. Just strength dex. Like, we're really fighting hard against the idea that convergence mods are just for magic. Like, obviously magic is going to take a big part in convergence mods, like always. Spells, when it comes to building them, like the sky's the limit. And so like like spells are like a fertile ground of creativity. Okay. All right, let's push this thing to its limits. I'm not even gonna go damage. I'm just gonna go FP here. Okay. That's... Dude, I nerfed this thing. I nerfed this thing so hard. That was the first test post-nerf. Wow. Alright. We're gonna have to nerf her again, boys. Bro, you know what's fucking ridiculous? I didn't even cast Astral Alignment. I didn't even have this on. Ugh. Fire Giant changes narrowed down. Well, we have a lot narrowed down about Fire Giant, but not like there's a couple of little changes we want to make to the actual fight, but we're going to change a lot about it in a different way than you might think. Basically, we're going to make Fire Giant optional because you're going to have a choice between two different bosses, Fire Giant being one of them. So that felt kind of similar to Comet Azure. That did not feel too bad. That's the other thing, is that Comet Azure might do the exact same thing to Moog. You know, that's the other thing. Like, those are situations where, for like Comet Azure, for example, is at its strongest, is like those situations. Alright, let's take the back way. Basically what needs to happen with the spell is that if you just pick it up out of the box, then it needs to be good, but not disgusting, right? Like, not overpowered. Like, the thing I would argue is that, like, even though some things are overpowered in the mod, right? Those exact same things, or the exact same principles, are just as overpowered in vanilla, if not more so, right? Vanilla is easier in so many ways. Think about Catch Flame on Radigan in vanilla, right? He fucking dies before he does anything with Catch Flame. You just Catch Flame, Catch Flame, Catch Flame 6 times, you dodge one thing, Catch Flame, Catch Flame, Catch Flame, he dies. Pest Threads on Elden Beast, right? Same thing. You can literally kill him with Pest Threads before he does anything. And the truth is that those spells in vanilla, they require like even less setup than they do in the mod. In the mod, you at least have to go around and get these spell runes, combine things, get the right armor, you know, get the right staff, just like you would in vanilla. But then you also have to get this whole suite of talismans that complements the build, which is largely not always as necessary in vanilla. Yeah, so Zamor Ice Storm's one of the ones I'm going to be looking at, right? Like, so right now, like, obviously I'm looking at Gravity in general, I'm looking at Stellar Bombardment, and so on. And, like, one thing I'm also thinking about for Gravity is I feel like there's a couple of pieces of its toolkit that are potentially missing, right? Like, I feel like it might need one or two more spells to really flesh it out and make it feel great. And, like, right now it feels a little sparse at times. Like, it doesn't feel like there's synergy between spells. It just feels like all the spells are sort of standing on an island, which I don't like as much. I much prefer when spells are synergizing together, right? And, like, I do think that my biggest critique of this class is that the spells don't They don't gel that well together, right? The concept is there, and the foundation of the concept is super solid. But I do think it needs one or two more pieces to really make it feel like fully realized. And obviously, and then there's the whole like, you know, stellar bombardment thing, which is like, yeah, that's too strong. This is an optimal read. It can be done better. Well, see, that's the thing is like, I want to reward both players. Like, I want to reward the player who, you know, is a casual Andy, who is a completionist, who loves to like pick up everything, but doesn't worry too much about making their character as perfect as can be. Maybe they're just an RPer and they want to like dress a certain way and do a certain thing, and that's cool, right? I want to reward that. But then I also want to reward the person who's the min-maxer. The min-maxer should get a big reward for doing everything like optimal, right? They should get a big reward for that. You should be OP for doing that, right? I mean, in my opinion. Fucking PoE and Grim Dawn player on the side. Well, yeah, I mean, PoE is definitely like the type of thing where you like to sit there and think about it. You know, I've been really enjoying Diablo 4. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been enjoying Diablo 4 a lot more than I thought that I would. It's been really fun to play. I'm level 97 now, and like, I didn't feel like that I broke a sweat, like, getting 97. Like, a lot of people were saying, there's nothing at the end game, and I'm just like, yeah, I played seasonal D3, dude. Like, I'm a seasonal D3 Andy. So for me, Diablo 4 doesn't feel any different. Like, instead of Greater Rifts, we have Nightmare Dungeons. But I'm just like, but I enjoyed that. I think that's fun. So whatever, fuck it. One thing though is I am looking forward more to Diablo 4 getting more mature in terms of items and item selection. And what I mean by that is not item selection per se. What I mean is build variety, right? Because right now the build variety is sparse. Basically, like, every class has like one or two builds that are like actually good. And then the rest are memes, just legit memes. And so I can see the potential. You know, it's early days, and in ARPGs like that, that definitely means something to be early days. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That was so bad. You know, there's always going to be like these. It's so popular right now, and I'm not just in like. So Asmongold said this, and so this is almost like quoting Asmongold. He said, "It's so popular right now to hate on Blizzard, right? And maybe for good reason. Whatever. It's not that important. The thing is that it's so popular that it actually stands in the way of people having meaningful feedback for the devs. Like, what he's trying to say is that everyone's on this hate Blizzard train, right? Or a lot of people are." And so anything that's like remotely negative said toward Blizzard is often received well in the wide world of the internet, right? And so people will just say whatever negative thing comes to mind, whether it's real or imagined or just completely nonsense. And so like Asmon's just like, look, we have a potential here for a great game. You know, fuck all the shit around it, but we have a potential for a great game. The problem is we have all these people who are just complaining about fucking nothing. And it's distracting, whereas we could have something way better if people were just saying the shit that was actually like really happening or like really relevant, which I do kind of agree with. But I mean, this speaks to not just people's biases, but it also speaks to the sort of mentality of the internet, right? Like, people bandwagon on things, and like I feel like Asmongold definitely like does his best to like try to point out people who are doing that, who are maybe not being, oh wow, that was bizarre. People who are maybe not being honest or genuine with themselves about their opinions, you know. So it's been fun. It's been fun to kind of keep up with everything, and like, of course, there's drama. You know, people who are just like, if Blizzard does this, their game is over, blah, 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 blah. Like, there was one guy who went on this he had this really long YouTube video, and he was talking about how Diablo 4 is doomed unless they change these things. And then he even went so far as to, like, show the statistics of, like, how many people are playing from the time of launch until now, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, I think Asmongold's takes are usually pretty right on. like obviously there's a lot of things about like that are just opinions, right? Like things he likes in a game or doesn't like in a game that, you know, I or anyone else may not necessarily agree with. You know, we might enjoy different things, but when it comes to like assessing the actual merits of a situation, I think that like usually it's just very like, it's very pointed and it stays on topic, and he's able to like discern like where the logic breaks down amongst certain communities or like certain opinions. There was one guy who was trying to say like Diablo 4 is doomed because look at these numbers. There was all these people at the launch and now it's come down this like steep ramp. Look at that. And Asmongold was just like, who fucking cares? And he brought up that exact thing for literally every game that is ever released. It's like they all do that. As soon as they come out, huge amount of players, and then it drops down tremendously in the first couple of months or first couple of weeks. Now, you take a game that's seasonal, right? Like PoE, and what you see is spikes, right? Every league in PoE is a spike, right? So it's basically like a new game release every time. And some of them are more successful than others. Time to stop making the mod. Oh, because we release, therefore then. But see, that's the thing about mods. It's not the same. My statistics, like my telemetry of data, which I've gathered from the first mod, which is not a one-to-one comparison to this mod at all, because we're coming into this mod with more reputation. Ours is more like a seasonal model, because every time we release a patch, especially a big patch, there's spikes, big spikes. Oh, I'm dead, huh? Ah, but you're dead too, Malakat! Can't tell if it's one or two more shots. It's not very many, though. I'm gonna chug this. I'm gonna set up my physic as well. Two more. Yeah, bombardment's still insane there. You time it right. I just didn't time it right the first time. Oh, weird. I've got the bug. Oh, right. I remember. Yeah, exactly. He died the first time. You know why this bug is happening is because I fixed the thing that when you sit at this after he dies, that he doesn't keep talking. I fixed that bug and it caused this bug. It's so annoying. Actually, come to think of it, I know exactly why it's happening. I mean, I know exactly what's not triggering in that situation. I just don't know why it's not triggering, but I know what is not triggering. It's a talk script bug, which are always super fun. That's sarcasm. Talk scripts are one of the most obnoxious things to try to mess with. I'm just narrowing it down in my mind where I'd have to fix it.
Of the lands between this world and death, are you to commit? Very well.
Who are you? Oh, now.
I knew you'd. Oh. Oof. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, dude, that attack is insanely strong. Like, it'll just fucking destroy you. You have to be careful not to be hit by that attack. Have to be careful here. Drinking usually is bad, but... Get him. So one thing I actually do appreciate, which is something that Elden Ring kind of shied away from, is that, like in Dark Souls 3, is some attacks in Souls games just fucking kill you, right? Like, even if you're like set up really well and you have like tons of defense and tons of HP, there's some attacks that just fucking kill you, or they're extremely likely to. I just feel like fucking whatever, I don't care, dodge it. This is a fun strat. You can do this in vanilla too, with Comet Azure. Some of the new Ash of War have attacks on the weapon art and some don't. What? Are you talking about like seals and staffs? Yeah, there's not a lot. There's like these options I'm not too pleased with, to be honest, for Radigan. Alright, let me swap some things around. I'm gonna go with Icon. Man, what is the play for Radigan? Like, I'm tempted to find a way to, like, bombardment him. Do you think that might work? I don't know. I guess we could try it. Okay, that works. Omega lol. This spell. God, this spell. I nerfed so much about this spell, it just doesn't fucking matter. It's just so broken. It's just so broken. How many times? I just gotta keep nerfing this shit. Okay, so now that I've done this nerf, let's test it real quick. We literally just fought Radigan, right? And Elden Beast with it, so we'll see how it feels now. Okay, so now I need to quit out. Okay, it's definitely more reasonable. We didn't stagger him, ever, right? And he fucking killed me before I killed him. What is a jockey? It's someone who rides a horse. But I don't ride a horse, I ride a couch. Okay, I did get the stagger there. Definitely more reasonable than it was. Alright, we'll see about Elden Beast now. So even cutting the poise damage to less than half of what it was, it's still delivering these staggers. I mean, that seems way more reasonable, right? Like, look at his HP. Like, he's not dead. He's healthy still. Alright, chat, I'm going to do a BRB. I need to take a whiz. I need to get some more water. But I'm thinking maybe we might finish the stream with a little bit of Diablo. Type 1-1 if you want to see some Diablo. Type 2-2 if you don't give a fuck about Diablo. And type 3-3 if you're very moist. I'll be right back.